Northern California was inundated with widespread flooding and power outages as a powerful atmospheric river barreled into the region, forcing water rescues, several highway closures, evacuation warnings, and shelter-in-place orders. Despite the issues, the moisture is a bit of relief for drought-stricken California, which saw the driest beginning of the year on record and ended 2022 with drenched roadways, flooding rivers, and thick mountain snow. How much the parade of storms will make a dent in California's drought conditions, however, remains to be seen. Meanwhile, the storm, which also brought strong winds, knocked out power to more than 300,000 homes and businesses across California and Nevada as of early Sunday, according to poweroutage.us. And as streets flooded and river water levels rose, the storm also forced residents of several small communities in Northern California out of their homes on New Year's Eve as evacuation orders and warnings were issued. A strong atmospheric river brought heavy rain across the Bay Area on New Year's Eve. This specific type of atmospheric river is often called a pineapple express because of how quickly it helps transport water vapor from Hawaii to the west coast. Widespread flooding, mudslides and road closures occurred all around the region. Water was so deep in the Bayshore area south of San Francisco that Highway 101 was temporarily closed in both directions. Snow pummeled the Sierra Nevada mountains at a rate of nearly 8 inches per hour. A person died at Lighthouse Field State Beach in Santa Cruz Saturday afternoon after being struck by a fallen tree, according to the California Department of Parks and Recreation. The person, 72, was found under the tree by a passerby around 1:30 p.m. Responding authorities helped remove the person from under the tree, but they were pronounced dead at the scene, officials said. On top of urban flooding, several rivers began overflowing, including the Cozumel and Mokelumne rivers and the Mormon Slough. According to the National Weather Service in Sacramento, flood warnings were issued for the southern Sacramento Valley and Sierra foothills. At one point Saturday, officials ordered residents in Wilton, roughly 20 miles from Sacramento, to leave the area immediately, warning that rising water may spill over onto roadways and cut off access to leave the area. Just about 2 hours later, Wilton residents were told to shelter in place after water made roads impassable. 3 communities near the city of Watsonville were also told to evacuate by the Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office due to creek flooding, while the rising San Lorenzo River waters prompted evacuations in the communities of Paradise Park and Felton. In San Ramon, police used an armored rescue vehicle to evacuate residents from floodwaters. Flooding impacts continue to escalate as this rain continues, with too many road closures to count at this point, NWS said Saturday, telling residents to stay put amid reports of rock and mudslides across the foothills and road closures across the Sierra passes. Sacramento Metropolitan Fire District crews were kept busy on Saturday, performing water rescues and responding to fallen trees on homes and cars, and to drivers whose vehicles became disabled after they drove through standing water, officials said. Calling it Stormagedon, the Amador County Sheriff's Office shared an image of cars up to their door handles in floodwaters and said there's been reports of flooding, mudslides and trees blocking roadways. Highway 50 was reopened just after midnight, hours after a section between Pollock Pines and Mayers was closed due to flooding from the American River, while another section was closed over Echo Summit for avalanche control work. Interstate 80 was also partially closed near the Nevada line midday Saturday due to multiple spinouts over Donner Summit. According to the California Department of Transportation, U.S. Highway 101, one of California's most famous routes, was also temporarily closed in both directions in South San Francisco, with California Highway Patrol reporting water is not receding due to non-stop rainfall, high tides preventing the water to displace. In Sacramento County and adjacent areas, residents were advised to avoid travel as wind gusts of up to 55 miles per hour toppled trees and covered roads with debris, according to a tweet from the National Weather Service in Sacramento. The county proclaimed a state of emergency, saying the atmospheric river has caused significant transportation impacts, rising creek and river levels and flooding in the Wilton area. An atmospheric river is a long, narrow region in the atmosphere which can transport moisture thousands of miles, like a fire hose in the sky. Downtown San Francisco received 5.46 inches Saturday, meaning it was on track to become the second wettest day on record for the area, according to the National Weather Service in the Bay Area. This heavy rainfall is expected to slide southward to Southern California on Saturday and Sunday, accompanied by gusty winds of 30 to 50 miles per hour. As some parts of Northern California deal with heavy rainfall, mountain areas have received thick snowfall accumulations.